Welcome, Mr. Girish Panikar, on this platform today. And uh, today's discussion with you would be in favor of the particularly for parents and teachers who are struggling with lot of technological interventions or the tools used by the children nowadays, uh,
Correct.
before COVID, during COVID, and post COVID. At
Correct.
all these three stages, we have experienced that students are nowadays getting more and more connected with the technological devices, or you can say the digital devices,
Correct.
right from uh, mobile phone, smartphone, then you
Right.
can say the iPad or tablet, or you can say the laptop, and so on and forth. Okay, and somewhere, uh, I personally have realized that they're cutting off themselves from people, and they're getting more connected with technological device or a digital devices. Okay,
Right.
so in this context, our audience would certainly like to understand what is digital addiction according to you.
Okay. Uh, if we look at any kind of addiction, right? Addiction is something that a person craves for, and when he does not get the thing, he becomes a different person altogether. Right? It could be smoking, it could be drinking, it could be drugs, it could be anything. And similarly, now we are coming across the digital addiction, which is equally harmful. But somehow we tend to neglect it, thinking that no, we are all in a digital world and we cannot do without the digital devices. That is true. That is true. We cannot live without digital devices. But if it goes beyond a stage wherein we find it's not only with children, it is with adults as well. If we find that now I don't have my mobile, I don't have my Wi-Fi, or if I don't have my laptop with me, I feel like I'm suffocated, then there is a problem. Right now we found that no few days back, the Facebook, Instagram, and all this crashed for few hours, right? But we also
Yes.
found people that they kept on scrolling their Facebook, not realizing that it was the same post that they're seeing and the things were not coming new. That means I still have to be no connected to my digital friends rather than people who are actually living with me and people who really care for me. And if we find that the first thing that I do when I get up in the morning is either touch any of my digital devices, then we have to be careful, and we have to realize that we are slowly moving to that addiction phase, and which is
Okay.
quite common. And I would say children, it has become increasingly high after COVID, and in adults, it is there for some time, and it continues to be there.
Mm, mm, mm,
And
mm.
it's an effort which is not only for the parents. I think the schools, the parents, everybody has to come together to make this a very sensitive topic, because the harm that can cause is somehow being not realized by people, because we hear that certain things are happening somewhere. It might not happen in my house, but it can happen in our houses as well.
So, when we are talking about digital addiction in every class of the society, irrespective of caste, creed, your profile, your education, your age, or whatsoever,
Yeah.
the most important thing, if we really have to address this particular problem, we have to find out the reason behind it.
Right.
So, first of all, if really getting addicted to something, I should know why am I getting addicted to something.
Correct.
Then only I will be able to understand the I would say the solution to move out of that. So, according to you, what's more important? Means it is something to understand the reason, the cause, okay, the effect. For an example, we also have to understand the effect of getting digitally addicted, okay, and then solution.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, See, the advantage of being connected digitally is anybody can be connected to anybody.
Hmm,
Now, if
hmm,
I have to be physically connected to somebody, I have to meet that person face to face, right? And I have to have the ability to communicate to that person. I may be a very shy person. I might not have the confidence to talk to somebody, but this has broken that divide. That is,
Okay. Okay.
I can tell my feeling to anybody at any point of time, even though I may not reveal myself also. This is something which we need to understand very clearly. Just in the example of WhatsApp groups, okay? I get a forward from somewhere. I like that forward. I share it with somebody else, and they say a wonderful forward, Girish. That is not mine at all. But that one comment of that person is enough for me to feel, hey, that I have done something. I feel valued. I feel worthful when I get some comments from somebody, right? As though I have shared something of my knowledge, which is still not my knowledge, right? So how people are getting addicted to this is, whenever you do something which is fulfilling, you have this no good hormones which are released in you. Now this device helps you get those good hormones easily. Right? So, as I told you, just I'm forwarding some, and this people who are getting addicted are people who, most of them, I'm not saying all, we cannot generalize completely, people who are of shy nature, people who are not no, able to express themselves publicly, right? And they are finding a place for them to vent out whatever they have,
But
right? And
as I'm sorry to interrupt here, because your one point is actually leading to the another important point.
yeah,
See, as you said that somewhere, whatever I'm receiving when I'm sharing those things, I'm sharing those forwards. Okay, and the comment you made by people on my post gives me a feel good factor.
yeah,
Okay, which also impacts my hormones and all. Okay,
yeah.
um, but still the question is, am I really craving for having the feel good factor in my life? Or means, is that something which I'm looking for, or am I also getting addicted because I want to know many more things? So, is it something I would say seeking versus sharing? What's the reason behind that? Or it is
There
both are important reasons.
Yeah. See, there are two ways in this. One, there are a set of people who use the internet and the digital medium to get information to upgrade themselves and to do good in whatever they are doing, right? The classical example is of the coolie worker in Kottayam railway station who was a coolie worker, but he knew that the railway station had Wi-Fi, so he used to always have this internet connected with him and he used to always listen to all the things because he was preparing for his UPSC exams and
Oh,
he cleared his UPSC exams, right? So that I would not call as addiction, but that is using a medium to enhance yourself,
okay.
right? Even in the pandemic, if you see, there was one girl, I forgot her name. She did around 180 to 200 courses from Coursera during the COVID time, and
Oh,
all certified by international universities,
really
right?
good.
So that we cannot call as addiction because they are not, no, they are not changing their behavior because they used to, they are enhancing their behavior. Now addiction is something wherein if I lose this only because I need it for certain pleasure of mine, and if it is not there, I become an aggressive person, I become agitated, I start fighting with my own parents, right? That is addiction, right?
Okay.
And that is happen only for the temporary relief that you feel that you are important, as simple as that,
But
right? So it
Girish,
can be
again,
used
what
in
you're
both
saying,
ways.
but I'm sorry to interrupt you here again, but what you're
Yeah.
saying is an effect. If I'm not finding, connected myself digitally with someone, maybe there is an internet, I would say disconnection, or probably, like as you said, WhatsApp and Facebook was down for few hours, few days
Right,
back.
right.
And because of that, if I'm not connected to the world outside, then I'm if I'm getting aggressive with people, okay, it's an effect.
You're
I'm
right.
still unclear about the cause behind it.
Okay.
Is that my urge to seek is more impacting or influencing my addiction, or I wanted to be the first to share something with the world outside? That urge is actually forcing me to get addicted. What is the cause behind it?
It's a whole set of factors, no, right? If you see, especially in India, we had earlier our no our family was the biggest strength that we have, and we are losing it now. Because we had so many people at home, we had so many activities, right? People did so many things, we were connected to people on a what daily basis, and we connected to living people and living things at that point in time. Now as that has gone slowly, we started living in, very very small families, probably one child or two children, and very rarely we have the joint family system. So each person, whether it is father, mother, child, or whoever it is, now we are all social beings and we need to be connected. When we are not connected with our own people at home, right? Because the father is busy, the mother is busy, right? And the child uh, wants to be busy, right? And even if you find that people are staying together, see, the problem is, even if people are staying together, when you find that they've gone to have food in restaurants, you find that each one of them is on their mobile. That means I am giving more importance to someone who is not really in front of me, but to someone who is there. It gives rise to two things. One is I am disrespecting the person who is there in front of me. It could be father, mother, it could be the child, right? Because I'm more interested on this thing. And why that has happened is because we have slowly lost that personal connection with everything that is there. And this
So
gives us the,
is that because of the difference of opinion amongst the people who are known to us? That's where we are getting disconnected from them and wanted to get connected with the virtual world.
not really. Not really. Difference of opinion is bound to happen with anybody. No, I'm sure that we cannot have two people on earth who will agree on everything, right? And difference of opinion is bound to happen. Difference of opinion between parents and children are bound to happen, but that does not mean that I will 24 hours be no connected with somebody somewhere who is far away, whether I know or whether I do not know, right? So that
But
is the missing link. That
yeah, continue.
yeah,
Continue.
yeah, because I'll tell you cases today, no, so many cases that come to me, especially children who are in the age of 15, 16, 13, 14, 15. No, they cross the teenage, especially boys. When they get addicted to that gaming, right? Gaming, because now you have this games where, you can play, you can win, you can shoot somebody. You start
Mm.
feeling that you're doing something, right? And when you are addicted to this, they don't even come for lunch together. They come whenever they want, have lunch, go, close their room, sleep whenever they want, and the parents have no clue what to do. Because now they fear if they ask him to stop it, they become aggressive. Because now they're becoming physically strong as well. Right?
Mm.
You're getting the point. The cause is we have lost connection with people who are very. The reason is maybe we did not give time, the parents did not give time, or the school was no interested only in academics. And because the school is interested only in academics, the parents also are interested only in the academic development of the child, but not as a holistic development at all. Every parent asks only, unless you score good, you will not get good marks, you will not get into good college. If you don't get into good college, this is the only conversation which happens. We don't make any conversation normally like we talk to anybody. And when the normal conversations at home have stopped, the normal conversations are getting in the virtual world.
But I'll just
And,
share one of the experience in this similar context. As you know that I've been into education and the career
yes.
counseling for
Yeah.
pretty good years now. Okay.
Yeah.
I myself I have counseled more than 1700, close to 1800 students in past 9 years.
Right.
So recently I met with one of the parents and a student, and while counseling I could understand that though the student has a huge opportunity to do extremely good in his career, okay, but somewhere few things which are stopping. So I just tried to dissect where the problem lies, okay, and I could realize that when I ask parents how often you are talking to your son, daily we are talking. I said no. One is talking to a son and discussing something for some constructive subjects. How much time do you spend on that? So मैंने उनको दिल हिंदी में पूछा, क्या आप आपके बच्चे के साथ संवाद यानी डायलॉग करते हो क्या? And both the parents surprisingly they got confused.
Yes.
What dialogue are you
Yes.
talking about? I said the basic problem with the current generation is that generation is not connected with the parents, or I would say the earlier
Yes,
generation.
yes,
And when I went further more to dissect where the problem lies, why parents are not in a position to discuss something with the child. Okay, and surprisingly, I could find out that they do not know what to speak or what to talk to the son. Okay, so again, if you really help us in terms of understanding, since you are, see, as I'm talking to students and parents together, your connect with parents is much higher than me in this particular area. So where
right.
this psychological barrier operates, which is forcing not only the new generation, or I would say generation alpha, but even generation from our generation. Okay, why we all getting addicted to something where we are not, and we know that we are not going to make any benefit out of that. Why are we still getting addicted?
Getting addicted, uh, from my point of view, it's, you know, it's entertaining for you, and your mind needs something to be constantly engaged with. As simple as that, because you don't find anything else which is much more interesting.
Hmm.
Now, if we are able to give our children or anybody certain things that is interesting for them, they would definitely take a break from this for sure. Now, I tell you where the problem starts now.
Hmm.
A child who is less than 1 year old, right? The mother finds it easy to feed the child by giving a mobile, but not telling stories or showing something out. It's more convenient. I have taken a convenient route, and after some time, I find it extremely difficult to break it. Now, the father is busy, and when he is busy, he feels if my son or daughter is watching a TV or playing something and not disturbing me, it's much more better.
Hmm.
And the mother also found out easier routes. No, keep the child engaged so that I can do my job properly. I can do my cooking, or I can do something, or I can do my office work if the child is engaged. And the child learns. And that's why you can find even 3 year old telling or 4 year old telling that I am bored now. We had no gadgets in our childhood, but we were never bored.
True,
Right?
true.
Yeah.
It
And when
means,
a child sees, yeah,
yeah, it means parents do not know how to keep their child engaged, and that's what they need to learn
yes,
those things.
yes, yes. And once the child gets habituated to this, breaking it is not easy. Because I know so many parents who are telling now, 25th, the exam is going to start. My son is not studying. 24 hours he is playing. Can you help me out? I said, I can't give you a quick fix solution, but we need to work this out for 2 or 3 months. But are you willing to spend that 1 hour, no, both husband and wife with me for 1 hour and implement this on a weekly basis? 2, 3 months we can get him out. But immediately now, see, when the waking up comes is when you see that certain things are crucial, 10th standard or 12th standard exam, suddenly you find that I have no control at all. I'm not able to change his habits. Can I do? There are no quick fix methods, because this is a pattern which is developed, and that's why we need to keep strict vigilance and gadget time for children when they are small itself.
Okay.
The problem is this pandemic has made this even worse, because there was a study in Jaipur which was done on all school students, and they found that no, post pandemic, earlier the normal gadget time for children was about 2 hours average. I'm saying average. 2019, 20, 24, 4.5 years, 2020, it has gone to 7 hours. 7 hours.
Oh, shit. Too
So
much.
that's no, a challenge which nature has put onto us. So we need to have strict timings for children, affecting them physically, emotionally, and mentally. And if parents understand the damage which is going to be will happen to children, then they would enforce it strongly. So we cannot look at our convenience. No, we need to look at what is appropriate
Okay.
at that time.
So, what you are saying is, we really need to work on, or rather rework on our habit formation, right? Parents have to work on their
Absolutely.
habit formation, which can influence their children, okay, to acquire right habits. Is that so?
Absolutely, because children learn by seeing. Now, if both the father and mother are busy, let us say, and even after their work, if they are constantly on phone, either texting, either doing something, playing games, or whatever it is, what else will the child do? What else will the child do?
True. So as a country, where are we heading today? Are we heading towards disaster, or where are we? Means I really wonder.
I would not say disaster, but I would say it is a wake up time for us.
Okay.
It's a wake up call for each one of us to know how much time we actually give to our children and how much time we allow our children to be with gadgets, right? So if the child feels that a gadget is more important than parents, then we have lost what we are supposed to do as parents, correct? So
But
parents,
hmm,
yeah,
no, no, continue, continue.
because every child, however whatever may be the age, they look up to parents as role models, right?
Hmm.
Not role models of being some superstar, but role model of being someone who can understand their feelings. As simple as that. Are you willing to accept them for what they are, or are you only trying to put them in a frame which you feel is the right child framework? No, I have so many qualities, you fit in that quality, then you're a good child. That is a mistake. Every
Okay.
child is different, and you need to accept them for what they are. The moment you start accepting them, they will fall in line with anything that you do.
So, Girish, as a parent alchemist and helping a lot of parents in probably in the same direction, um,
Right.
what would you suggest? I would say a prescription to the parent in a one hypothetical example which I'm now taking for you.
Hmm.
Okay. See, and this is something which I've experienced.
Right.
I'm getting a friend who is invited at my home, is coming with his, let's say, 7, 8 years old child. Okay.
Hmm.
And a friend of mine is talking to me, and that child is creating some nuisance in between and not allowing us to talk to each other.
Hmm.
Now, in this process, a friend of mine is giving a mobile or some tablet to the child and asking him to get occupied doing something into that. Now what it is really, god really knows. Okay.
Hmm.
Now in such kind of hypothetical example or a situation, if you would have been in place of my friend, okay, how would I handle this situation and still keeping your child engaged and you keep talking to me?
Okay. See, now this depends on how you kept your child engaged when you were at home with your child as well, right?
Okay.
It's not
Hmm.
that particular situation which arose at that point in time, right? It is what you've been doing to your child at that time. If you have allowed the child to keep himself engaged because you wanted to do something, you will do that there itself. So
Hmm.
that's why I said it's not a quick fix. It is a pattern of things that we have actually bought. What people can do is, when we are going to meet somebody, right, we can have a rule that only one person will have the mobile. Okay, now three people are going, all of us will carry the mobile. Why we do it only to be connected or somebody calls, right? But if we are going to a friend's house, ensure that only the father or mother will have a mobile, children will not carry the mobile, and we'll have it only if somebody calls to see if there's an emergency. And when we reach that person's house, let us ensure that we keep that mobile somewhere in a switch off mode there, because the priority is we are going to that place, no, to spend some good time with them. And this can be a hindrance. Till that time, switch it off and keep it off there, and nobody is going to touch it. Nobody is going to touch it till
Hmm.
that time,
Hmm. 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 But
right?
okay.
So,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Continue.
that situation which you asked, no, it's a situation which is already created from home. It's already created from home.
So it's an
Otherwise, that
extension.
situation will never arise. Will never
So it's
arise.
an extension of the
Yes,
situation
yes, yes.
created at home.
And that correct, correct. Now, whatever you try to solve there is only going to aggravate it. Either you will have to shout at the child, you will have to do something, or you will have to keep him engaged by doing this. Now, when you are keeping him engaged by doing this, he is not going to be involved in any of the interactions. He is not going to be part of that engagement. Right? He is separate. So he better would not have come there as well. So that's what is happening in most of the places.
True. True.
Right? Earlier, when we went to people's place, the children used to play, the parents used to talk, we used to have good time and come back together. Now it is, even if the two children are there, probably that child is playing with the mobile. This child does not want to talk to the other child. This child also want to be engaged, right? So where is the priority is the question. And it starts right from home. What you have been doing right from home.
Okay, so again, from here, I'm going back to the first question. What is the root cause of this problem? From where did it start? What is the root cause of this problem? Where did it start? And how we can get over it from the current state to the ideal state?
Correct. If parents are there at home and if they have children, right, they need to know that the children has a life of their own. Correct?
Yeah.
And the moment you start accepting that children have the life of their own, and the moment you start understanding what a child needs, and if you spend quality time with them whenever you are there at home, these things will not happen. Now, every parent takes pride in telling my child is only 1.5 years. He knows how to go to YouTube. He knows how to scroll. He knows all these things. But we don't take pride in that my child, can understand different kind of objects. My child is able to, fix certain things together. The motor skills are going off completely for children, right? They are not doing anything physical, right? So we are taking pride in. I'm not saying that is wrong. It will happen, and the children are coming wired with the digital network within them, right? Even a child who is born 6-7 months will know how to operate, because that's how the you call that consciousness, which is there, works. But are you neglecting basic things which are there, and you are giving priority to this is something that we need to do. And for people who have already done this, people who have already got into this mess, how to start stopping this, right? That's where the digital detox, we need to come into. What do we need to do there? Start small. Start to have at least 3 or 4 times at a home where none of us will touch the mobile for some time. Dinner time. All of us will have dinner together. Mobiles will not be there. No TV will be on. Nothing will be going on there. Right? Start small. Start with other things like, any particular Sunday. Tell that from morning 6 to evening 6, none of us will use any of the gadgets. None of us will use any of the gadgets. You will automatically find that each one of us will do so many things which are much more productive. The first change that you will see is, you will find conflicts will not happen, because each one is doing something productive there. It may not happen in the first 1 or 2 days, but it will happen slowly. Second thing that you will see is, everyone will have a good sleep, so that next day they wake up much more peacefully. What we need to understand is, if people are going to sleep by using the mobile, the last thing that you do is by checking your mobile or your laptop and going, your brain is going to be agitated. You will not have proper sleep. And if you don't have proper sleep, the next day is going for a full toss. That's why you find children getting up at 10 and 11 o'clock today. They sleep at 1 o'clock, right? And they get up at 10 o'clock. So when this was happening with my daughters, what I said is, you want to sleep anytime, I have no problem. But I am going to wake you up at this time, right? And you do this for 3 or 4 times, night, automatically they will get in place. So now we made a rule here that, in this pandemic time, the mobile usage was going a little high. So I said it's only 2 hours. 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock is only the mobile time that you're going to get. And now they are keeping check on me whether I am also using my mobile unwantedly. So the check is happening constantly. It happens. So when I say I have to see some messages which have come, why did you check your Facebook? That's not important for me. Don't do it. So that's how we made it fun here, that each one is monitoring the other person, and the rest of the time we are good. Otherwise, it was getting beyond our control. One is 17 years and one is 10 years old, right? So they can do something creative. They can do creating something on PowerPoint, doing all these things which are there. They can read books, that is not a problem. They can read online, that is not a problem. But unnecessarily getting connected is completely stopped there.
Okay, so this is also a sort of prescription for students and parents now, that if I have to take the mobile or a laptop or iPad or maybe a tablet or maybe TV away from my child, okay, what type of things or what type of activities which I can replace or I should replace, which can help my child to keep himself or herself away from digital devices.
Instead of telling what they can do, once you cut this, you will find that they will start looking at things. Now, see, if we can tell that it is good to read, right? Everybody may not be liking to read. Some people may want to write. Some people may want to draw. Some people, if you have a small garden, probably you start looking at that. Having a pet is a good option, right? There are places where no, but you automatically divert yourself from this because you are taking care of something else, and you will find that you will also find that children now till the age of 6 or 7, they did all the things what they wanted to do. No, they would draw, they would do, they would play everything. But once they get into this, everything stops. Right? So once this is stopped, you will find that they will find options. And whenever a child says, I'm feeling bored, I want mobile, tell it is good to feel bored. It is nice to feel bored. Enjoy the boredom. They will find an option. Now the problem is, if I am giving a substitute for this, then I am forcing what I want to do on them. Again, that is where the clash between parents and child will come. I don't want to do this. Why are you asking me to do this? Right? So cut this. Automatically, you will find that they will start looking into things what they can do. They can do, and there are so many things that they can do. So many things that they can do. Even just listening, sit simply without doing anything. What is that? Sit simply without doing anything. 15-20 minutes. Sit simply. That is even better. No, this is preoccupying yourself, giving you a feeling that you're doing something productive. That's the problem. It is only giving you a feeling that you are spending your time worthwhile, but it's not helping you in any manner. I'm talking of people who are just doing this, forwards and Facebooks and that and this for no reason at all. For no reason at all.
Okay, so there is one more, I would say maybe an imaginary state of mind wherein I am now traveling right now. Okay, let's say in a situation where child is of 6 or 7 years, or let's say 8-10 years old, and he is now addicted to the digital gadgets. Okay, if parents stop working on this, okay, when this child will grow up to, let's say, 25-30 years old, where he will be? Yeah, it got disconnected.
Yeah.
No worries.
So what
my
will happen
question is,
if
let me repeat this question for you
Yeah.
again. Let's say a situation where a child is, let's say, 8 or 10 years, now completely caught up with digital gadgets, can't think anything beyond that. Parents do not have any solution helping how to help a child to move out of this digital addiction. Now, when this child will grow up to, let's say, age 25-30, okay, what kind of person he or she will be?
Okay, there's a very a question which I have to give a hypothetical answer, but probably can happen. One is relationships will be at a very, very low ebb in his life, because for him the priority is gadgets, addicted. Even if he gets married, even if he has children, the priority is not going to be them, because he found that something else is much more pleasurable. And because of that, you will have clashes within the family. And if the family has clashes, you know how the children are going to be, they are going to come into that same routine as well. Physical problems, what you can have severe back pain. This is what is coming up in NIMHANS. You find most of the children coming with physical pain, aggression. Anger is going to be a common character in this person. He will be very aggressive to other people. Plus, people who are too much into texting, you have this carpal tunnel syndrome, right? You have pains in both these arms, which are quite evident. And then emotional disturbances are something which is going to be very, very common in these people, right? So relationships are not going to be their priority at all.
Okay.
So that's where we are heading to, if we don't bring back at least the families together. I'm not not saying joint family which is already, at least that simple small family which is together, if we don't bring giving value to relationships, because these are tools to help us do our work effectively, and there's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. The problem is when they take over our lives, and that's
Yes.
where this is a problem.
Yes.
You know,
So Olin, you can
they
say,
are part of our lives. There is no doubt.
yeah. So Olin, you can
Yeah.
say that getting addicted to, maybe you can say, liquor or drugs are very similar to this, a cause, effect of or impact of, getting digitally, addicted is equally severe, like what we can think about, getting addicted to
Yes,
drugs, or you can say any other things.
yes, yes, yes. Simple example. We are not talking about children from big cities, small town in Karnataka, 25-year-old person. No, because the father did not give him the money to recharge for his PUBG game. Killed the father. He killed the father. And it's a small town. So it's not that we are saying that people who are in big cities, metros, and top cities are in. It is there everywhere, right? And the moment you start these games, the moment you start getting into online games, the moment you start into no gambling types on the net, then it becomes really severe, wherein you are willing to take your life or the life of somebody who objects it, and that's where it is the problem, right? And so many cases which have come up in the recent years, of this.
So, before we can conclude today's conversation and discussion, there is one more, the last question for you, because I, being a student of, this particular, industry for many years, I'm still not able to figure out the answer. That what should be the role of a parent and teacher uh, to build the new, I would say, a generation, keeping them away from digital addictions, okay, and still taking them on the path of growth and the good relationship. So, what prescription you would like to share today with us?
Yeah. In this, it should start right when the child is small, right? For all people who are very small child, it should start right from when the child is small. Don't give the gadgets more priority than you can give priority to your child, right? So we started by giving the child a gadget. That means the child got a feeling that my parents are not more important. This is more than enough for me, and we put that seed in the mind of the child, correct?
You you
Because if
you
you
mean
are
you mean
important for the child,
you mean to say that
yeah,
parents are giving that, I would say, parents themselves, they are saying that I am replaceable with this gadget. Is that what you mean to say?
yes, 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 yes.
But that's really
When
sad.
you are, huh?
That's really sad and dangerous also.
Yes, but unconsciously you're doing it. Huh? You're not, but that's the meaning that the child is getting. And that's why the child is even willing, when the child is about 14 or 15, child is willing not to talk to you, child is willing to sit inside that room of his, play his game, come back, eat whenever he wants. If he is not able to pay it, he is willing to fire you, he is willing to shout at you. Because you have replaced that thing wherein you needed to be there with the child. So initial years are extremely crucial, wherein the parent, either one parent, I'm not saying both, we need to spend real quality time with children. We cannot say that if I am interested in building my career, then don't have children. Don't have children. There is no problem. Don't have children. But the moment you have, right? Because till the child is able to stand on his own feet, then the acceptance of the child is something that is needed from the parent side. The moment you again say that I want you to become this, I want this, you are again diverting, and these things will increase only. So for a parent to understand what a child is, understanding the feelings of the child, accepting the child as it is, you will find that the child will listen to whatever you say. The child will not go in any wrong manner. But the moment you don't understand the child, but you want the child to fall in a manner that you want the child to be, the child will go away from you. Child will go into these kind of things. Child finds this more interesting because that is not shouting back or telling anything, right? And that's the challenge which we have, and it has to be addressed. Otherwise, we are getting into an aggressive society, a society which is going to be very aggressive, which cares less for relationships, but only for getting my things done. Getting my things done. Schools, when you asked, I think schools need to have constant parent-teacher meetings on a regular basis. I am surprised that many schools don't have parent-teacher meetings. Don't have parent-teacher meetings. And there we need to check up and see what teachers need to tell how the child is in the school. Parents need to understand what the child is in the school, and parents need to also tell what the child is at home, so that that what it's not one person's job. It's not one person's job. It is a collective job of all the stakeholders involved, wherein teachers, parents play the major role. And it's parents, I would say, the 70% of the role is from the parents, because school teaches what they are supposed to teach, but once they come back and they are there with the parents for maximum number of years, if we say 20 years of a child, and if we are not able to do certain things which are right for them, they are not able to take things what is right from them, then as a parenting society, we have failed.
That's really true. Friends, this is something which is very, very important to understand. We all have to collectively understand that it's a collective responsibility of developing the right habits amongst children today. Rather than blaming them, first of all, we have to introspect ourselves. Are we giving time? Do we have something to share with our children? Do we have something to discuss with our children? Do we have any constructive thoughts with us, which we can discuss with them, and we can guide them for the bright future? This is something need of the current time. And Mr. Girish, thank you very much for being with us on the conversation table. And it was really nice and very, very useful tips which you have shared in the benefit of our parents and teacher together. We are looking forward to reconnect with you again and again on a various topics related to students, children, and the parents. It's our endeavor that in a coffee table, we bring students, teachers, and the parents problems, we discuss their problems, we understand the challenges, we also try to give them some solution, and we also help them. This platform is also helping them to connect with, themselves with the industry too, because all these students, one fine day, they will become the part of the society, they will become the part of the industry, and that's where the inputs and guidance from people like you will certainly be accountable for all of us. So thank you very much for being with us on this
Yes, sir.
conversation. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you so much. My pleasure. And no, I totally believe that if we can bring that home, as the best place that everybody can have, the entire society is going to be good. That's my philosophy. And it
Thank you
can be
very
done
much.
step by step. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.